So this is something I noticed quite recently. When you graduate from Cub Scouts, right, the highest rank you can get, right, is Arrow of Light. And so they give you the Arrow of Light at the end, right? And Cub Scouts is a lot easier than Boy Scouts. It just is naturally, right? But, and I'm older than my brother, right? And this is his Arrow of Light, right? I mean, it's got a stone tip that looks pretty neat, right? You can focus in on that if the camera wants to, you see? Got a pretty neat stone tip, and it is an actual stone, right? Held on there. It's got this feather, which is real. This one, and this one's real. These ones aren't. This is just plastic, as it always seems to be now, for some reason. Which makes me sad, but is what it is. And then it's got all these bands on it, which are the achievements that he got. And actually, one of them he can't even get. It's a light green band. It should go right there. But it was for... Oh, yeah, no, it should go, like, right there. He's pointing. But he was a Weeblo by the time they introduced that. So, like, he's already 7 years too old for it. Like, what's he gonna do? So... But the one thing I really noticed about it was... It's kind of boring, you know? I'm like, it's cool, you've got it, but it looks quite childish, right? I mean, you hang it like that, like up on one of these hooks, maybe. But then I realized something quite odd. I also have my arrow of light, and this all sprung from me looking at the back of the arrow. An arrow, right? Meant to be shot from a bow, and if you look, there's no way to notch it. There's no line to notch it. So you can't actually shoot this thing. This is purely an ornamental piece. Though it probably should be. It makes sense for it to be. However, the difference comes when I looked at my arrow. For starters, it's a bit bigger. It doesn't have a stone tip. And it has a notch in the back, right? Isn't that nice? Oh, and also... its fins. Yeah, those are real. This is my arrow of light. That is a proper arrow. And you can see the immediate scale. Right? That is the end of the arrow lined up. And is just bigger. It works better. And another thing is that it's not like cheap balsa wood like this one feels. This one's wood feels really refined and everything. Right? Feels like a child's thing. It feels not proper. It doesn't feel like you earned it. It feels like it was given to you. And one more thing I know is that because of it being like this, the amount of variation you got, right, was in this probably they all looked the same. They were probably manufactured. They are actual stone. I felt the weight difference. But they're all manufactured to be identical. So the only real difference you got was the achievements you got, right? And the colors, because it was blue and yellow. Those were the colors of the fins. And you got to choose different ones, right? No? Okay. What do you want? Cat. Whereas with ours, right, you can see those dark spots, right? The pieces of wood we made, right? And then someone else tied them with a string to it, right? So the string length would vary. The feathers on the back are actual feathers, right? I mean, I can just barely touch them and they'll move properly, right? Versus these, which are they're clearly plastic. can be notched, though I wouldn't dare dream of firing this. And if you look closely, the wood is so much rougher. You can take that as a bad thing or a good thing. I'm taking it as a good thing. But my point is, I've had this arrow for 3 years, right? It sits in my room, on its hanger, right? And it's on its ornamental display, right? Perfectly calm, perfectly fine. It's happy, right? Same with my brother's. However, mine is just more significant because it was designed so that it could be fired. You shouldn't, but you could. It was designed for an adult, not something that you would throw away after you finish Cub Scouts. Maybe graduated college.